it going, guys? Welcome back. So we've had fantasy hockey cards out here for a few days. Now we're going to get another set here on Friday, assumedly. So what we're going to do today is go over the first batch of fantasy hockey cards and go over the players that I think are good buys and players you can invest in and make coins down the road, and maybe a couple players you should probably avoid down the road as well. Before we do get this started, though, there is one major thing I do want to talk about with these, explaining to you guys, is do keep in mind that when it comes to goal scoring, yeah, it looks great. You know, Taylor Hall or Barbashev, he only needs 22 goals. But do remember, if he needs 22 goals to get to a 99, obviously that would be, you know, cut the season in half for 11 in goals. Half the season would be 11 goals. So halfway through the season, this guy would have an 88 overall. So do keep that in mind when you are buying these kind of players. People will be looking at that. But that goes both ways, too, because you know what? Even though he is only an 88 overall halfway through the season, we talk October, November, December, you're talking 88 overall come the end of Christmas, come January, which really, at the end of the day, if you are concerned about something like that, they're almost exactly like Evos were last year. Because if you remember Evos, the Panarins, the Pasternaks, the Kuznetsovs, they were 86, 88 overalls in the end of December, which, again, you know, they was going for a lot, too, because it was 86, 88. They was still going for quite a bit of coins there, so you do have to keep that in mind. As much as it doesn't sound appealing, it really is appealing at the end of the day, but when it comes to hockey players, these guys can get hot, they can get cold. It really could come down to, in my honest opinion, when it comes to buying these guys, is buying the guy that gets hot at the first half of the season. Maybe he's cool the second half, because the last thing you want to do is buy a guy that's a second half performer that might score 20 in the second half and 10 in the first half, or 5 in the first half, 15 in the second half. You know what I mean? Because at that point in time, it looks like the value goes down a little bit, and then you're stuck investing in a card that you can't really use on your team, and he's just kind of stuck in your team there for a few months. Maybe in, you know, December, it could be a great buy if you think he's going to get hot. But right now, obviously, it wouldn't be as much of a great buy. But we're going to start here first and foremost with, personally, my favorite one right now, and I could get burnt on this, but it is the first one I did buy. That's James Neal. 255K right now. 240K, I seen him up. That was the price. I think I got him 230-ish. I like that area, 255, 240. He's a great area. More importantly, this guy's playing with McDavid at least to start the season. I know there was a bunch of talk about, well, he played for, you know, he was supposed to play in the first line for Calgary last season, and it all went downhill. At the end of the day, though, this guy's been a 20-goal scorer every single year of his career except last season. Guys have down seasons. I understand he's 32. I'm willing to take the chance on him every day of the week, though, because 20 goals is a 99 overall, 21, 22. He's obviously there. We're talking early March, maybe late February. This guy could be a 99. And again, it's even more important to realize it's not all about the end all be all overall. If this guy's a 90 overall come January, 92, February, whatever, the card's going to go for a heck of a lot more than 250K. Pending we don't see 9,000 upgrades of cards, which will happen, but at the same time, we usually don't see that until Team of the Year time, where everybody's smacking down at those 99 overalls. So James Neal should be a pretty good buy here at 250. Ryan Johansson is another one I like at a decent price. I feel like James Neal's got 99 potential. I don't feel like Ryan Johansson does. Love the guy to death, but he's been a 14 goal scorer for 3 of the last 4 seasons now. A 14 goal scorer, that must be all that is on the auction house right now. A 14 goal scorer would put him at a 96 overall. These prices are a little ridiculous for a 96 overall, but I do think at the right price, I mean, if you can get him down closer to, and it might not happen, closer to that 225K range, maybe he becomes appealing. Because the one thing that's appealing about Ryan Johansson, he's already an 82. He scores a couple goals, 3 or 4, and he's making people's teams. A lot of these guys, like the Taylor Halls of the world, he's going to be unplayable on your team for a couple months. Ryan Johansson buckets a few early, and people are going to be able to use him, which makes it that much more appealing, because people can actually buy him and put him on their team, opposed to some of these other players. So Ryan Johansson, at the right price, I like him. I definitely would not overpay for a guy like this, because again, I think you're paying for about a 96, 97 overall at the end of the day. Hugo Teravainen, he's kind of down that same street. 76 overall. Last 2 seasons, 21 goals and 23 goals. He's been improving as he's been getting older. And again, you could probably bank on, again, 22 goals this year for him. That's a 98 overall for Tuvo. He would have an absolutely disgusting card. 99s across the board, close to 99s, 96 plus in all the shooting stats, which is very, very good. But again, you do have to keep in mind, he's 5'11", he's left-handed. 2 things that are, that's the best I got for it, really, to be honest. Left-handed guys are more common in the game, so they're not as worth as much as the righties. But at the same time, people still love using them. But people in this game where you literally don't get bumped off the puck, and apparently that's the most realistic hockey ever. Most realistic hockey game ever, fellas, where you don't get knocked off the puck when you turn your back to him. That's realistic hockey. Whatever, not the point. But he's 5'11", so he's more susceptible to actually being knocked off the puck, which again makes him a little bit less less appealing to people wanting to buy him, and his synergies are neither one of them being team synergies. But I still, if you think he can go out there, you know, again, 10 goals in the first half of the season, 10 goals by December, 12 goals by December, you're talking an 88 overall. And I just brought it up earlier. We talked about the Pasternaks and the Kuznetsov of the world last year. Those guys were going for 400, 450K when it was at 86, 88 overalls in the Evo range. I would expect somewhere around the same here. So, I mean, if you can pick up, again, a Tuvo, maybe 280, 270, not too bad of an idea there, because I think you could get a 350, 400 range. Again, I would treat these like Evos. The only thing that really concerns me here is, you know, the fact that EA just can't contain themselves. I mean, let's be honest here. I think they're really not going to give us Evos this year. I mean, it's dollar signs written all over it. The question is, how many Evos do we get? The question is if they do them like fantasy hockey players, where they don't give every single good player an Evo. That is going to be very important here, because if it gets watered down, that can obviously affect the prices. But if they're more rare, it's going to make them go up more, of course. But the last player I do like buying here, believe it or not, even at the high price, is Kovalchuk. I've seen him at 575. I've seen him at 600. You get him around that range, I consider it a steal. Couple reasons. Look at the guy. He's got one-timer. He's got SP. He hits a 95 plus, and he's got 2 of each. That is gold in this game. What is more gold than that? The fact that he's 6'3", 230, and right-handed. The guy is an absolute tank out there. We were just talking about how people love using a tanks on the ice that can't be knocked off the puck. And we were just talking about how right-handers are more rare in this game, specifically right-handed goal scorers. Kovalchuk checks every single box off when it comes to guys that are desirable in this game if he has a high overall. That is the reason we've seen even Kovalchuk last year, when he had that 99 overall card, he was still going for $1 million for a majority of the season, even after Team of the Year. I would not expect that to change this year, especially being it's a rare card like a Master Set player, a Kovalchuk being a 99 overall at the end of the year. I think it's possible. The thing is, I know people are going to look back at last year and be like, well, what happened last year? Well, if you want to look at Kovalchuk and judge him last year and say he's going to be bad because of it, then we have to call Anze Kopitar and Doughty and them guys bad too, because at the end of the day, LA just had an atrociously bad season. Couldn't have been worse than anything they would have probably imagined that last season, and they have to be better this year. They got a new coach. I feel like Kovalchuk, again, needs 19 goals. The guy's been a goal scorer in his career. Even at 36, I think he can net 19. I'm pretty sure he can handle that. If he can't, again, a 97 Kovalchuk, a 98 Kovalchuk, still a very valuable card, I think, in this game. Will he go for 600K? Who knows? But right now, I think you're pretty safe right here, because he's a rare card. Like we said, he's 1-up. He's in packs right now, and there's 1-up. That tells you he's a very rare card. Even if he does start to struggle at the beginning of the year, maybe then you can say, oh, think about, you know, selling him if you see his minutes go down on ice and he doesn't get a lot of playing time. Then you might have some reason to be concerned. But I feel like with how rare he is, you should be pretty safe here on picking up a Kovalchuk. But the one guy I am mainly looking to avoid here, now you can bring up a couple if you want. I mean, you can look and you can debate and say Barbashev, I wouldn't really touch that. I mean, the guy was dropping 4th line minutes last year. He could get an upgrade this year. I'm not a Blues fan. I couldn't tell you completely how that's going. But at 164K, he would need to double his goals that he's had, what, the last 2 seasons just about, to get to that 99 at 164K. That's a little steep there. Shea Weber again. I like Shea Weber. He's a goal scorer. Who knows? He's kind of in that kind of range. Like, I don't think he's too expensive. I don't think he's too cheap. Lucic, same story. Seth Jones, I like Seth Jones. Blue Jacket fan here, though, so I ain't going to recommend him. But I think Jones could drop anywhere from 10 to 15 goals. He drops 10 goals at 220K. I like him at a 93. I'm happy with that, just being a Blue Jackets fan. But again, you know, a little bit back and forth on that one as well. Krejci's not really much of a goal scorer, and he's not really a guy that likes to stay healthy. But let's go ahead. The main guy I think you should avoid here, even though we went over a couple there, is Taylor Hall. 72 overall. Taylor Hall. This man needs to score 27 goals this year. Only one time in his entire career has he scored more than 27 goals, that being his Hart Trophy winning season. Taylor Hall is been this widely known goal scorer in the league for some reason. I don't understand why, because he's never really been some dominant goal scorer. He's dealt with injury issues. Mainly, that's a big concern as well, the injury issues. This guy, I think if he plays all season, sure, he can get 26, he can get 27, he gets, I mean, heck, look at the guys, Nico, Jack Hughes, who knows what they can put up together this year with him. I think he can probably get 30 easily, but the big question mark here is the injuries, and more importantly, is his price. He's 630K. He's close to max out price right now. Again, we talk about, you think about the Evos last year. You remember how good Taylor Hall started off last season. You got a couple upgrades. People love Taylor Hall, but again, his Evo was 530, 550, 600 when he was right before he got injured. We're talking 600K right now. There's not a lot of meat on the bones there for a guy like Taylor Hall, I don't think. I mean, maybe, like I said, that's everything goes right. and he gets to that 99, sure, maybe he goes for 800-900K. That's again end of the year. And the other thing is synergies aren't the greatest. He has 2 team synergies, but they're not one-timer and they're not SP, which means if he gets upgraded cards and if he has a great season, he's going to get upgraded cards. He's going to get the team of the years and the fancy special master set stuff. And if he's going to get one of those, that's, you know, say 96, speaking of master set stuff, that could completely ruin this stuff for some people. Out of nowhere, EA throws out the master set guys, 97 for no reason. With good synergy, that kind of just kills the value of anybody, but we can't control that, so we'll just kind of, you know, do our best to navigate the paths here. But you give a guy like Taylor Hall the 97, 99, and he has good synergies on his other card, people are going to want that more than this one. Again, it's going to hurt his value there, I think, but do what you want on Taylor Hall. Personally, if I can get Taylor Hall around 450, 400K, maybe a steal around there, I would probably jump all over that. But when I'm thinking about, I don't know, I could buy 2 players that aren't Taylor Hall, 2 other guys, I feel like there's just more meat on the bones there. Even if the Joe Teravainen might be a better example. Even if the Teravainen, like I said, you can pick up 2 Teravainens for the price of a Taylor Hall. If Teravainen pots 30 goals this year, I have a feeling you're going to make a lot more coins flipping that Teravainen, 2 Teravainens, than you would if you flip that Taylor Hall. Because let's be honest here, Taylor Hall is probably not going to double in price. I could be wrong, but he's probably not going to double in price, and that would be something Teravainen could get close to doing if he did have a tremendous season. Even if Hall has a tremendous season, I don't think it's possible, but that's my opinion. Do what you will with it. It is your coin. Spend them how you please. This is how I plan on spending my note. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, a big thumbs up, a big subscribe, always appreciate it, never required. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time.